Hey guys, it's Stacy. I just decided I'll do this like super quick video. This is my um, computer, like laptop camera, and I just got a phone call from, let me show you really quick. I got it 4 times in the morning. Well, you can't see it. It's 541-343-5222, which is the number of the FBI office here in Eugene. And they called me again at 11:25, and they kind of took forever to get me off hold and everything, and I was like waiting, and I was like, this is totally a scam. And then I recorded another one where it said no caller ID, which you can watch now. I just got a call saying that I have a complaint with Oregon State Police, and I'm gonna record it. They put me on hold right now. Hello?
Alright, thank you for holding. The lines have got connected to the financial office of the Federal Bureau of Investigation.
Okay.
My name is Officer Josh Robbins. I'm speaking with Stacy.
Yes.
Shiva.
Yes.
Stacy, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing okay. Thank you so much. Well, the main reason behind the phone call is to make you aware that our department has been receiving few issues, ma'am, regarding your funding to your education, ma'am, from the State Board of Education of the State of Oregon, from the Division of University of Oregon, ma'am, from the Department of Advertising and Multimedia Program. The issue is that, ma'am, the audit has been taking place on you. The tax agencies has been re-audited you, recalculated or reconfirmed all the payments, all the forms, and all the funding, ma'am, everything towards your education till up to the year of 2016 December. And they got the conclusion that you've been missing a form, ma'am, called Form 8863 that needs to be completed on your education before the due date. And unfortunately, ma'am, that form, along with the fee, has not been reported, not been completed on your education. Regarding the same, Stacy, we've been trying to speak with you a couple of times ago by sending the letters to inform you about the same matter, and I'm assuming that you surely might have missed that information too. But before I continue to talk about this matter, ma'am, I would like to know, is this the first time you are hearing about this issue, or you already been contacted or communicated before from the phone call?
This is the first time I'm hearing about this.
Are you still a candidate for University of Oregon from the Department of Advertising and Multimedia, ma'am, correct?
Yes.
And you said this is the first time hearing about this matter, right?
Yes.
Alright, so it's a matter for a form called Form 8863, ma'am, which you are supposed to complete that form before the due date on time, but you haven't reported that form. Let me tell you, first of all, what is that form and what is the purpose of this form and where it is coming from now, in short, a layman terms for you. For better clarification, for better understanding, to make you understand about this form, ma'am, could you please tell me, Stacey, did you receive any sort of financial funding, ma'am, in the form of like scholarship, fellowship, loans, grant, aids, FAFSA,
Yes.
subsidized or unsubsidized loan, or other sort of financial funding for supporting and completing your education at any point during your entire education career ever? Did you receive any of those?
Yes, I got a scholarship.
What did you receive, ma'am? You got a scholarship, okay. What happened is, ma'am, the new policy, new forms, new rule, new law has been implemented by the federal agencies for the very first time back in the month of July 2016 of previous year. Now, according to that new policy, the students who have had any sort of funding, ma'am, for supporting and completing their education in the form of like scholarship, loans, grant, aids, and FAFSA, all the students across the nation should needed to report their all the funding, ma'am, which they received so far for supporting and completing their education on a form called Form 8863 by visiting to their local internal revenue service office of their city personally, individually, before the due date. And the same as Stacy, you came under the impression, ma'am, according to that new policy, to report here all the funding, ma'am, which you've gotten so far in the form of like scholarship on a form called Form 8863 by visiting to the IRS office of your city personally, individually, before the due date, which was back in the month of December 2016. Unfortunately, that form, along with the fee, has not been reported, not been taken care by you. That is a real problem, ma'am.
Okay, I know that Form 8863 has to be completed by April of this year because it's for the 2016 fiscal year, and my university informed me of
For
that.
your kind information, and you're mistaken at this point, ma'am. For your kind information, the Form 8863 does not come every year, ma'am. This form comes only one time in every student's college education life career. The Form 8863 didn't came into existence at all before July 2016. So this is something new which has been came out by the federal agencies for the very first time back in the month of July 2016. There's a difference between Form 8863 and Form 8863 subsection B, ma'am.
Okay, well then, I think you should take this up with my university because they're the ones who did not inform me of that.
Why would I Why would I talk to your university about this matter, ma'am? We have gotten your name, we have gotten the missing of the forms and documentation on your name, we are about to start the legal action on you. So why would I contact your university about this matter, ma'am?
Because the university is the sponsor and they're the ones giving me the scholarship.
The Form 863 does not issued by the university, ma'am. It hasn't been issued by the university. It has been issued by the IRS, Internal Revenue Service Office, ma'am. So you were supposed to report that form to the IRS, not to the university. So you wasn't supposed to expect to receive information from the university about the same form. So why would we involve the university? Why would we involve the office in this matter, ma'am?
Because the university informs us of all changes that happen regarding IRS or visas.
Regarding your education, which is issued by the IRS,
Yes, and the university informs us of all the changes. You know what? Okay, I'm sorry, but I have to go. But I will call IRS myself and check. Okay?
Excuse me?
I will call the IRS myself, and I will also talk to the police department. I just want to check it all myself. Is that okay?
You want to check it by yourself? So we are going to start the legal action on you. You can save yourself if you can. Okay?
Okay. Oh my god. I'm gonna call the police and I'm gonna call IRS myself because that was a Eugene number that just called me. Now it's no caller ID. Alright. Hello?
This is 911. My name is James Anderson. I'm speaking with Stacy.
Yes.
Stacy, we have instructed by the Federal Bureau of Investigation to go ahead and come into place with your arrest warrant. Like, what's going on, man?
I got called recently by a Eugene, Oregon number saying that I have some kind of form that I did not complete that I have never been told about. Yeah, and that was kind of it really, because normally the university informs us about any kind of changes with IRS or the visa status. I'm an international student here on a visa. And I did not get any of those forms or anything like that. I know that I have to complete Form 8863 by April, which is when the taxes are due. And then I told them that I'm going to call the police myself and ask them because they said it has to do with the police or whatever. And I said that I'm going to call the IRS directly myself to also check because I feel like...
okay. Did you have their number, ma'am? Did you have their number?
The number that just called me? Yeah. I can give you the number. It's 541-343-5222.
Do you have a computer access right now, like internet access, which you can go and put
yes.
that phone number and see from where the call has been given to you? Can you please put their phone number for once and see from where the call has been given to you, ma'am?
So you said computer, like internet access? Do you want me to go somewhere?
Yeah,
to like a website?
Check their phone number and yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let's see.
Can you put their phone number for us because that kind of serious issue because we have gotten the arrest warrant out for you right now. I think you made a mistake by not to resolving this matter with them. I think you should need to check their phone number before you move forward to any kind of step.
Okay, because they just sounded like, because I've had phone like scams like this before. And it sounded like one of them. Huh?
Oh, okay.
And I've received phone calls that were scamming from like the Eugene numbers, like the 541 numbers. So.
I see.
But yeah, I was not informed about any kind of forms that I have to complete. He said that this is something from July 2016 or whatever. I don't, like I said, I don't know because normally the university informs us of these kinds of. What? Okay. I have no idea what's going on. They just hung up on me, and I actually looked up the number, and it says it's the Federal Bureau of Investigation, but like I said, they could probably... I don't know. I'm gonna call the police. This is weird. Alright, so basically, in short, in case you didn't get it, like what just happened, the people on the phone, which I don't want to stereotype or generalize or whatever, but it sounded like they were either... To me, like their accent sounded like Indian or foreign, basically. They had an accent, but anyway, whatever. They called me and they said, that I have not like debt unpaid, but they said I have a scholarship and I had to report it with the 8836 form, which, hello, I know I pay my taxes and it's due in April. And that's what I said to them. But they kept going that it's some kind of new form that just came out in July 2016 and it had to be done by December 2016, and that they've sent multiple forms to me to complete and they called me multiple times. Yeah, right. Then I was like, okay, you know what? I just call the IRS myself and confirm with them what's going on and the police, because you're telling me you have an arrest warrant for me. And to be honest, like when you hear that and you get like when you hear you have an arrest warrant from a number that says no caller ID, it's kind of like spooky, especially when you're an international student in a country and you're non-citizen and you basically have like no rights. So even though you're here illegally, it's still like a very different. It's a big difference between a citizen and non-citizen. So anyway, and then I was like, you know what, I'll call them myself. And they got like real defensive. They're like, you call them, like, but we're right here. And no caller ID number called, and they said that one was a little bit like the quality was worse. So I don't know if you got all of it, but basically they said they actually have an arrest warrant for me, and they said, okay, do you have internet access right now? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, Google the number that just called you. And it is the number that I said, 541-343-52222. It was the FBI number, the local FBI number here in Eugene. And I've gotten like multiple like scam calls from 541 numbers, like here, the Eugene like local numbers. And they're just usually like, buy this set or whatever. I don't know, just like stupid shit. And then eventually that no caller ID guy just dropped the call. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I called the police, and the police was like, oh, like, it's just a scam. Like, just call them. Call the FBI yourself. Call the FBI, and the lady was like, oh, we've received so many of those, and they seem to be targeting specifically students. So it's resolved, and I knew that it was a scam. I mean, for like a very brief moment there, I was like, oh shit, an arrest warrant for me? Like, great, I'm Russian and I'm an international student, thanks. But no, I'm glad that I like got to the bottom of it and they're filing a report. So fuck those guys. And like, how do you even spoof a phone number? Because those calls came literally from that number. I mean, I'm sure there's ways to do it, but that's just fucked up, man. Like, why would you do that to students? Anyway, this is like a super short video, crappy quality with my laptop camera. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Let me know in the comments if you've received any calls like this, because I know other international students actually fall for that stuff, like the ones who don't speak very good English, and they just hear that they're going to be arrested, and they just, they pay for whatever, because it's usually all about taking money from us. So anyway, very mean thing to do by those guys. It was actually the same guy, literally. He's like, I'm gonna call my superior and he's gonna come, and then it was like the same person talking to me. I'm like, and I have to actually go meet my friend for lunch, but thank you for watching this video. Don't fall for scams. I'll see you next one. Bye! Where you